So, Robin, so awesome to have you today. I'm
Good
so
morning.
excited. I'm so excited. I haven't seen you since March when you were in Charleston visiting.
No,
And
long
so,
time.
yes, we had such a great time during that. And this is when I met you. And I thought, oh my gosh, I gotta have her come and just talk about where she's at, Las Vegas, Nevada, and the real estate business out there, and just a little bit about yourself. So tell me about your area and how you end up in Las Vegas. Are you from there?
And thank you very much. One, for having me. Two, for saying Nevada correctly, because so many people say Nevada, and you could probably tell I'm a little bit very pointed about that factor because I'm a true Nevadan. I was born in Carson City, Nevada, and I've been in Las Vegas since I was 15. And believe it or not, at that time there was 365,000 people here, and it's now 2.4 million.
Wow.
Yes. So I have seen it from this size to this size. And I've been blessed to be in the real estate market here for 36 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
you've been in real estate for 36 years.
Yeah, 36 years.
That is
And I think I'm going to stop telling people, I think I'm going to just say over 30 for now on, because I can see the numbers start calculating in their head and they're trying to add up the age. So,
yes. Immediately, that's what I started thinking. Like,
yeah,
what?
36 years. And it was funny enough, I came out of out of retail. I was from college up. I was the youngest manager that was hired by an old chain called Bullock's that became Macy's. And I was in that field for 10 years. And I was a single parent, single parent. And I had my divisional who was my supervisor. And he said, you know what you would be good at? And I looked at him, I said, what? And he said, real estate. And I did that too. And I said, why real estate? And he said, just trust me, you'd be great in real estate. So I called up my brother and I said, Robert, do you mind if Lauren and I come and live with you while I go back to school and get my real estate license? And that was, it'll be 37 years ago in September. Next month that I went back to school, got my license, and then January, it'll be 37 years that I was licensed.
Wow, that's amazing. And so this is since that then, have you like ventured off to do something else, came back? Like, no,
No,
always real estate.
I did my first couple of years, I was in what we call general real estate, and I was giving back. In fact, when we first sat down and started talking before we were being recorded, I had my Rotary badge on because I'm all about giving back, and I'm in different things that I do, both locally and internationally. And I was up giving back at a seminar, and I ran into a woman, and we were discussing things, and she said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a realtor. And she says, well, how long have you been in real estate? Oh, not quite 2 years. And I told her a little bit about it. And I said, but you know what? I really want to sell new homes. And she looked at me. She said, why do you want to sell new homes? I said, because I want to know construction. Before I put somebody in my car, I want to know all about a home, how it's built, etc., so that I can really feel that I'm being beneficial to my client. And she said, well, when you get back to the seminar was in Northern California. She said, when you get back to Vegas, she said, here's my card. I want you to call me. I'm going to set you up with my broker. She was the vice president and the only female vice president of America West Homes here in Las Vegas. And yeah, her name is Leslie Boucher. And I called her broker who we had a meeting. He wasn't as impressed as she was in the beginning because he told me 5 times during the interview, when you get experience, come back and see me. When you get experience selling new homes, come back and see me. So I sat up and stood up and put out my hand after the interview, and I shook his hand. I said, Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that when I decided to get my real estate license, somebody didn't say to me, come back and when you have experience, because I would never have been a realtor. And I would not have surpassed my income in my first year in real estate. And I would not have, now this is back in 1990, at the time that my second year in real estate, I said I wouldn't have sold $7.7 million in real estate. So thank you very much for your time and have a great day. An hour later, I was hired by America West Homes. Wow. And that led to a journey. I was in new home sales for 13 years and then returned back to general real estate in 2003 when I had to sit on a teenage daughter. So. Oh,
okay. Because you're a single parent. So you have you had at that time one teenage daughter. Do you still have just one kid or you have more?
Well, at the time I actually had two children.
Two children, okay.
Yeah, I had two children. My son was handicapped and quite young. He was 4 years old. And my daughter, when I got licensed, actually by that time he was 5. And my daughter was 18 months when I got licensed.
Wow.
And my son unfortunately passed away. Yet my journey has been with my daughter, and my daughter has given me 5 grandkids.
Ooh, wow.
Of which you will be, yes. And those that will be at Mega Camp will see one of them. Some of them have met him. Jack Smith has actually taken him under his wing and assisted him because that's Blake, and he's working for me now. And he just turned 20 and he got licensed on Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. So now he's falling into his grandma footsteps. So it's going to be a family business.
Yes, but he calls me Mimi.
Mimi, okay.
Yes.
See, I'm Lola. So my grandkids call me Lola. So I get it. That is amazing. Yeah, so tell us a little about Nevada and how is it there?
Well, you heard the boom story. Literally, when I got licensed in '89, Vegas had just started to turn and really started to expand. I would say within the first, roughly 8 years, we might have, 8 to 10 years, we hit 1 million. And then the expansion was after that. So Vegas has grown tremendously. It used to be that you would see from above, you could see a lot of land, and now not in the bowl. You have Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson, and they're now all joined. Very little land between them, if anything, a location here or a location there. We are currently approximately, when it comes to new homes, about 7 years from now, actually a little bit under, unless BLM, which is Bureau of Land Management, unless we get more land from the government, because over 82% of the state of Nevada is owned by the government. And a little fact, and unless they give us more land to build, we will be out of the ability for builders to build new homes in approximately 6.5, 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay.
Everybody sees all this land around us, not in the city, and it's owned by the government.
So you mentioned Henderson. And so tell me, do you serve all those areas that you mentioned?
I do.
Okay.
It's rare to find someone that knows all the areas, yet growing up here, that's what I learned. And being in real estate as long as I have, and especially working for builders for 13 years, it gave me the opportunity to see the town built. And I say town because it still has a small town atmosphere, yet a big city. And I've been, again, very, very blessed to see everything built. People will tell me what, they'll say, oh, I live off of, and I'll say, okay, tell me the neighborhood. And they'll tell me the neighborhood, and I say, oh, that was built by so-and-so. So I know builders really, really well. And builders, it's been extremely beneficial for me, because there's some really amazing builders, and there's some builders that personally, I personally wouldn't buy from. So it gives me an opportunity to educate people on the pros and the cons of the different homes and the construction and so forth.
So, so tell me, what is the medium home prices there right now? As far as, I mean, because there's builders and then there's pre-owned, right? So
now the from the homes that the builders put on our multiple listing service, right? And for the resale homes, because the builders do put some inventory in there. So the median price of the homes here have fluctuated. We got up to $495. Now we're back down. We're ranging in that $485 price point. Okay. Again, that's our median. Yet what we're really skyrocketed on is our luxury end. Used to be $1 million in Vegas would buy you a mansion. Now with all of the people moving in here because of the fact that we don't have state income tax.
Right, that's right.
Yep. So what's occurring is we have a tremendous amount of people moving here and searching for that, bringing their businesses here. A lot of business owners. And because of that, our luxury end has skyrocketed. So even though we have a median price of $485, luxury is absolutely positively surging. We recently, in the last 4 years, we grew by 189,000 people. And out of that 189,000, 43% were Californians.
Wow. Yeah. I was just about to ask, who do you see moving to your area mostly? So it's Californians mostly moving to this area. That's interesting.
We always Illinois, Chicago, lot. Always Texas back and forth. Florida, we throw people back and forth. Arizona, we throw people back and forth. So there's a pattern there. So yes. And California all the time.
Okay. And so what are the top reasons that you hear people are moving to your area for? Other than the taxes.
Taxes we know about. We also opportunity. When you have a robust, growing city, there's always opportunity, especially for business-minded people. So that affordability, because we're still, compared to large cities, we're still affordable. So they're coming here for the taxes, opportunity, affordability, and I think truly the excitement that nine months out of the year, we have great weather.
Yes, great. You do.
Uh-huh. And we don't have hurricanes, we don't have tornadoes, and we might feel a little bit of an earthquake coming over from California once in a while. And that's just a little, was there something that happened? It's one of those. We're just there's all of the storage. There's large companies here that store technology and so forth. And, when you store things, it's in the cloud. Yeah. Well, those take companies to store it.
Yes, they do.
And those companies have to be in a climate and a safe haven that doesn't have natural disasters.
That's right. Okay.
So Vegas. Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't know that. See? Well, I learned something new today about Vegas, because when I think of Vegas, I think of casino, the strips, the entertainment. Yeah. So this is really interesting to me.
Oh, you just hit on something, by the way. That's another thing. Number 5. Uh-huh. We are now seriously the entertainment capital of the world. So because of sports and entertainment, we have blown through the ceiling, and people are coming here because of that. Because we have our hockey team. We have a football team. I'm not bragging there. We have we are in line. The NBA is going to bring in 2 teams. Seattle's going to be one, Las Vegas, and those will be starter teams, startups. Okay, so we're on board for that, and we have we have all of this wonderful, and a brand new baseball team. Oh. So we're knocking it out of the ballpark, literally. and entertainment, you can't, people are spending more money here for sports and entertainment than they are gambling.
Oh, that's good to know then. Yeah, that's good to know. That's different because that's the only thing I think of when I think of Las Vegas. So good to know. So tell me, who do you normally work with? Buyers or sellers or both?
It really depends on what's going on with the market, the economy, etc. I've always been a very strong listing agent. Learned that right out of the chute to go for the listings. Sometimes as heavy as 90% listings, 10% buyers.
Wow.
Well, now very strong in listings. Now I'm more of a because I've really changed my setup as far as hands-on. So now I'm truly more of a 65% listings, and then the remainder is buyers. And that's because I am no longer, I used to have a team of 8 salespeople and then backup. So there was a team of 13. And that's now a team of 6. I am a solo agent with 5 people supporting me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Yes.
sense. You like that better. You like that?
I love it because it's really, truly, I need it. It brought back the love of what I like to do, and that's working and helping people. And it was a blessing. It was like watering a very dry plant and having that plant blossom again after this many years. So I support myself by having Blake as he's a showing agent. Okay. And then I have my husband helping me, and he does everything command, everything database. Yes. And I have a virtual assistant that takes all that wonderful media that I do these days and all those videos and so forth, and she makes me shine. And I have a right arm, left arm, center brain assistant that works with me in the office. And then I have a TC.
Okay, that's great. That's a full team. That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell me, what are some of the fun annual events, community traditions that stand out in that area?
Well, I live in Summerlin.
Okay.
Summerlin is on the west side of Las Vegas. We border the Red Rock Mountains. So we have, as far as activities, we talked about Vegas having the draw because throughout the city we have concerts, obviously. Great concerts, great sports, some of the best eating, best restaurants in the world. And I don't go to the Strip, by the way, unless I absolutely have to. We have those wonderful restaurants in all of our neighborhoods. We have events in all of our neighborhoods. We have outdoor activities. So if you want to have yoga in the park, you can have yoga in the park. If you want to have goat yoga in the park, you have goat yoga in the park.
So popular now.
We are, which surprises people. We have everybody knows about the Red Rocks, and the Red Rocks are well known for hiking. Yet within about 30 minutes from my home, we have Mount Charleston, and during the winter we have skiing.
Wow.
And then 40 minutes that way, that's skiing, snow. And then we have Lake Mead where you can go water skiing. So.
Wow.
And I'm going to say something, and it's not in line with the questioning, but this question comes up all the time.
Okay.
Very, very important. When I said Lake Mead and water, people say, well, wait a minute, I heard that Lake Mead is drying up. I'm going to squelch that. Okay. We had a very, very bright woman in the 80s sit, and she was head of the water department. And she said, we're going to do conservation to the point of that all the way back then, where we were conserving water and looking to the future so that we always have a minimum of 50 years forward of water to support Las Vegas. We're currently at 57 years moving. Yeah. And there's 5 shares. In other words, 5 states that share Lake Mead, of which up until this last year, 3% was allocated to Vegas. 3%.
Nice.
Of which we use 2.6%.
Okay.
So even expanding from 300 and some people to 2.4 million. So they took away our allocation and made it from 3%, it took us down to 2.7 because we were so good at conserving. Las Vegas put a third intake valve into the lake. So in the future, if anybody's saying we're going to run out of water, the first intake valve right now, yes, because we dropped 110 feet, then we gained 10 feet, so we're 100 feet down. The upper intake valve is what we call sucking air. So it's out. The second one, which is in the middle, is doing fine. If for any reason we lose water to the point where the second is no longer being able to pull water and up, we'll be at the third intake valve, which Las Vegas put in for well over $1 billion a few years back, actually more than a few years before COVID. And that intake valve will always supply Vegas, but it will no longer be able to push water out to the other locations that are not being conservative like Las Vegas is.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so just a little insight there. And we even have we have different countries like Dubai has been here to study how well we can conserve water in the desert. So
interesting. That is very important to know. Wow. Thank you for teaching me something else new.
You're quite welcome.
That is, I mean, I love to hear about different areas, because of course I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're unique as well, but you guys, I mean, that was some good information there. So tell me, back to real estate, what are some of the most popular neighborhoods in your area, and tell me why they're so popular?
Okay, Summerlin is extremely popular because it's been built for the last 35 years. Okay. It's a massive master plan, and during that entire 35 years, I would say over 30 of those years, it's been known as one of the premium master plan communities in the United States. Okay, and what they did, which was smart, is everything was well thought out. So it's made out of villages. And those villages are built by different builders, okay? And in those villages, they have the shopping and the restaurants, and not so that it's blatantly in your face, okay? They're very concealed, which is nice, and it's very calm. The drive is beautiful. The way that the streets are laid out, they're nice and wide, and they have parks. Each village has a major park in it, and each community within the village has parks. So very well planned out. So that's Summerlin. Then you have up north, Sky Point is another master plan that is more affordable, okay, which is wonderful. You don't have to have the pocketbook in order to go to Summerlin. You can have a beautiful master plan and be minutes of a drive to downtown, for example. And then in Henderson, one of the communities that we had for luxury during family reunion that we took everybody to was stunning, and that's Askaya. And Askaya has multi-million-dollar homes and overlooks the entire basin, and it's just breathtaking. And then for affordability purposes, another master plan in Henderson would be Cadence. And Cadence was built so that your first-time homeowners could have a home, your move up, and so forth. And they have a great senior over 55 community in there as well. So we have several over 55 communities, speaking of, because that's a big, huge draw to Vegas, because people like the warmth and no cold in the bones. Yeah. And low maintenance sounds like of the landscaping. I mean, don't have you cannot have for many years now, you cannot have grass in the front yard. If you had grass before because you were grandfathered in, you don't have to take it out. Yet you're bribed very heavily to remove it, and you're paid, graciously by the water department to remove that grass. As far as in the backyards, for several years now, no grass in the backyard. So you can have your fake grass, which is wonderful. They've made it much better to the touch, thank goodness. We really do need to conserve our water.
Yeah.
And grass, what happens is 99% of our water that goes down the drain, any drains, it's recycled, 99%.
Okay.
When you have water hitting grass, it evaporates.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful. So we have green, it just is man-made.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I saw that. I see that. Yeah. Well, that makes sense since you explained how the water works and conserving it. So I get that. Understood. So tell me, why is it important to work with a local person when relocating?
I think that when it comes to people choosing a realtor, they really need to know the neighborhoods. They need to know the schools, the shopping, the whatever faith-based someone might be. It's just because when you are relocating, you have no idea where you're relocating to. And that education is so very important to you and your family. Even if you have four-legged babies and it's just you and your four-legged babies, you need to know where the best veterinarians are, where the animal hospitals are, where the dog parks are. It's important to anybody relocating so that they can feel that they belong, because today so many people open the garage door, drive into the garage and shut it. And how are you going to find things out? So I have people that have been here, and I have some favorites. John and Jamie relocated here. They were given to me by a KW agent out of New Mexico. I adore them. I adore her, especially because she calls me up. Robin, I need a doctor. Robin, I need a vet. Oh, I'm having a party. I need a great caterer. So it's that the services I can provide to make sure that they feel welcome. And I think that's the most important part.
Yes, I agree with you. Tell me one thing you want buyers moving from out of state to know.
That Las Vegas isn't the Strip.
Right. That is very important. You are absolutely right. I agree with you 100%.
And we do not live in casinos.
Good point. Thank you for clarifying that. So we're gonna, just before we close this up, I'd like to ask these questions just to kind of like get to know you a little bit better. And they're very quick, kind of like fast questions to see what you prefer. So mountains or beach, and why?
Beach, tranquil, and I don't have a beach here, so it's nice to go visit one.
Awesome. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I have 3.
You have
Shih
3 dogs?
Tzus.
Shih Tzus, oh, cute. All right. You like texting or phone calls?
Oh, I like texting because of the way that I keep really busy, but a good old-fashioned phone call from a friend, pick up the phone and call me.
Yeah, I agree. So are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird. I get up early. This morning I was up at 5 a.m. I was at Rotary by 7 and with you at 9, and I am an early bird. Good,
me too. So where's your next dream vacation? Where would you go?
I am taking it with my new husband. Mr. Philip and I got married last October.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. 2 days before Symposium. So our honeymoon was Symposium, KW Luxury Symposium. So, it's like one of those, honey, I'm glad, congratulations. I'm glad we're married. Come along with me because I'm going to work. Right. And funny enough, everybody's asking me, are you bringing Philip to Symposium this year? And I said, of course I am.
Good.
We are actually going on our honeymoon we leave 10 days after Mega Camp.
Okay.
And we are going to go to Barcelona, Nice, Rome, Croatia, Turkey, and Greece.
Wow. So how long is this trip going to take?
The longest I've ever been gone. the longest. It's 17 days. And now you see beads of sweat coming down my forehead.
Well, you have the team in place, so you can do that. And I'm sure it's going to be an exciting trip. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And when we get back, I think it's basically about 3 weeks later we're at Symposium.
Yes, Symposium. I haven't decided on that one yet, but I think I might end up coming to that one.
You're coming to Symposium.
Definitely need to.
Yes, it's too valuable, and Brady and Caroline are going to knock it out of the ballpark.
Always. Well, thank you so much, Robin. I am looking forward to seeing videos and photos of this trip that's coming up. So you make sure you keep everyone informed on where you at and all your photos you do on your social media. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. This has been very fun getting to know you even better, and letting people know that you are here and able to help them if they're relocating to Nevada.
Well, thank you. It was a blessing today. I adore you. I was treasured when we met. And treasured today. I thank you for your time, and I will give you a huge hug at Symposium.
Yes, you will, because I will be there. Thank you so much, Robin. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well. Absolutely. Thanks.